Hello friends, I hope everybody's doing well. So in the two free lawnmower video, this was one of the lawnmowers that we got, and it's a Husqvarna, self-propelled front wheel drive, and about 8 months before I just got these, about a week ago. I didn't realize it was that long ago. The owner brought this into me with a no start, and what it turned out to be was the carburetor needed a thorough cleaning. So he took the carburetor off, took it apart, went through all the motions and everything. I do have a video on that, so I'll post it. I'm going to pin it in the comments if you guys are interested in watching it. It's a Honda HU 700F. I think it's an F. Yes, F. Yeah, if you guys are interested in watching that, like I said, I'll pin it in the comments. What happened with this one was, the 8 months ago when I did the carburetor cleaning and I flushed out the gas tank, the lawnmower just sat for the whole 8 months outside. It was never started up. So when we went to start it, I had to prime it. I used some brake clean and I had to do it twice. And then when it finally did start, it was surging. So I shut the engine off. I did put a little gas in it. It had no gas in it. I put a little gas in it. So it was surging. I shut the engine off. I put some seafoam in it. It seemed to clear up a little bit as I was running it. Later on in this video, I'll see if it'll start up again with the seafoam that we put in there and the fresh gas that I put in there. If not, I'll have to go through the motions of cleaning the carburetor again, but I won't videotape that. Like I said, I'll just leave a video link to doing the carburetor cleaning on this one. Okay, so then lawnmower 2 here. It's a Toro recycler. This has a quantum engine on it, and the tag is ripped off here. And I think one of my commenters said it was a 180cc. I'm not sure. I'd have to look back on the comments on it. I sold a lot of these, and I forgot. I used to like when I used to get these recyclers with the Honda engine on them. But okay, so far what we had with this one is I took the spark plug out. I don't know when this one ran last, and neither did the owner that gave them to me. So what I did was I took some two-stroke fuel and I sprayed it down into the spark plug hole. We got it running. It was smoking like crazy. I don't know if it was because of the two-stroke mix, because I put a lot in there. I had to pull a cord about 3 or 4 times to get the excess out, and then I put the plug in it, and that fired off, but it wouldn't start on its own. This most likely has a dirty carburetor, but this sounds like it has a really bad rod knock. And in that video, I mentioned that, you know, don't be fooled by that. Sometimes it could be a loose blade, or the blade wasn't put on correctly. It could be anything like that. So when I checked the oil, I had a little bit of oil in it to run it. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to tip the machine on its side, and we're going to check out the blade and see what's going on with the blade. And I never took this air filter off. I'm going to take the air filter off here and see what's going on. I want to make sure that they both have automatic choke, so I just want to make sure that the automatic choke is working. Right now the engine's cold, so the flap on the choke should be closed on this. But that's the least of this machine's problem. I'm going to check the blade out. If we don't see anything wrong with the blade, since it only has a little bit of oil in it, I don't know if it's has any fuel contamination in the oil. I'm not sure. These only take about from a half to 3/4 of a quart of oil. I'll probably dump the oil out and just throw a half a quart of oil in it, and we'll run it and see how it does. see if the smoke goes away from the exhaust, and we'll see if the rod knock is any better or if it's not a rod knock at all. I usually like to warm an engine up before I change the oil in them, but in this case, well, I'm not going to start this thing up at all right now until we check the blade out, and I'll drop the oil out of this. And I guess while the oil is draining out of this, we can go ahead and try to start the Husqvarna up and see if that starts up. I'll be right back to you in about 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to begin by pulling the air filter cover off and see what's going on with the air filter. Sometimes what causes the engine to smoke is too much oil in it. Sometimes you'll have that. So we know that it doesn't have too much oil in it because, as I said, it really doesn't have, it's not full. It has oil in it, but the oil's not full. Okay, so I'm going to use a 5/16 socket, or you can use a flat blade screwdriver to get this off, and it's only one screw here that you need to take off. Air filter's not the best in the world, but I've seen worse. And it's got the wrong air filter in it anyway, but that's the least of this thing's problems. I'm going to take a little flat blade screwdriver and see if the choke is working too at the same time right now, if I have one handy here. I can use a Phillips head too. What you're doing is you're just sticking the screwdriver in here and just see if the flap is, I could bend this back, which I don't like doing that, but I'm doing it anyway. Yeah, it kind of feels like the choke is working on it. So the choke is closing, so there's nothing wrong with the automatic choke system. I'm going to back the camera off a little bit, and I might have to move you over to another spot. I'm going to tip the lawnmower up. Always tip the lawnmower away from the carburetor so you don't get any oil or anything down into the carburetor here. So I'm kind of hoping that I find something wrong with this blade here. Next thing you want to do is disconnect the spark plug wire here to avoid any kind of accidents here, because we're going to be spinning the blade around. The blade seems to be pretty tight on here. I'm trying to wiggle this to see if there's a lot of play in the shaft here. There's no up and down play, I don't say. It could be that the connecting rod, the bearing might be shot in there. It's really hard to tell right now. This thing's all full of all kinds of crap under here. This lawnmower seems like it's had the heck beat out of it. I think I'm going to clean the underneath of this, and I think I will drain the oil out of it. And we're just going to sacrifice a half a quart of oil. I'm not going to fill it up all the way to the full mark. Half a quart of oil will be fine. So I'll do that, and then I'll be right back to you. Oh, before I do that, I just want to show you something. I want to point something out to you first. Sorry about that. I don't like doing that, but it's easier for me to do this than to shut this off right now. Okay, so underneath here is a pretty big mess. But you can see right here is the oil drain plug. Right here. Now you can use a 3/8 extension with a ratchet. The extension fits right in there good. It's a square hole here. Okay, so since you have the engine, the mower is tilted like it is. You can see that this drain is not centered, but towards us here more. So if you loosen this and take this all the way out, you can put your pan on the table here, lean the lawnmower back down, make sure you take the oil dipstick out because it helps to drain the oil out faster. And it's just a little helpful hint there. Don't go buying no special tool or anything for this. Just use your 3/8 extension. Will work just fine in there. So yeah, so that's about it for now. Okay, so to make things easier, I took the blade off to clean the bottom of the deck out. Now the worst thing you could do is this. Look at all this that I took out of here. Even if you keep your mower in the shed or a garage, having all this stuck under the deck will cause the deck to rot out. Reason being, grass contains acid in it. And when this is moist, which normally it is, when it's stuck to the bottom of the deck, it'll eat the bottom of your deck. 9 out of 10 times when you see a rotted out deck, it's because of this, because nobody bothers to clean underneath. But like I said, to make it easier, drop the blade down. It's going to make it easier to change the oil and everything too. So I'll be back to you as soon as I get the oil draining, and I think we'll start up the Husqvarna to see how quick it starts, or if it doesn't start, or what's up with that. Okay, so let's see if the seafoam helped this Husqvarna Honda engine out here. I think it's been about 4 or 5 days since I did the video on the 2 free mowers. So let's see. If chances are I might have to do a quick carburetor cleaning again on this. Okay, so we're going to have to do carburetor cleaning on this one to get it ready. But like I said, I'm not going to videotape that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the carburetor cleaning on it, and I'll check the blade, sharpen the blade, I'll change the oil. These Hondas don't have a drain plug in it, and I have a Pennzoil oil extractor or fluid extractor that I'll be using. They're like 11 bucks. I might do a video on doing the oil change on it. I'm not sure yet. The air filter I know is good. The spark plug, from what I remember, was good 8 months ago when I did the initial carburetor cleaning on it. You have to remember one thing. If you have old gas in the carburetor holds a small volume of gas in the bowl and whatever is in the jets and everything. So the ethanol will have an effect on the fuel that's in the carburetor a lot quicker than if you stored like even 1 gallon or 2 gallons of gas in a gas can. It would take much longer for the ethanol to take its toll on that gasoline. So that's one thing that you would want to remember with the carburetor. So since this was 8 months ago, it was never started up, it was out in the rain, the machine, we have this problem with this. Okay, so in the meantime, I have the oil is draining on the Toro. I'm going to put the plug back in to put some oil in it. I'll probably have to help that to start that one back up. But this Husqvarna took too many pulls to start and it's surging like crazy. So we know it has a dirty carburetor again. Okay, so a couple of other things that I forgot to mention that you want to do is after you do everything to get the lawnmower ready for resale, make sure you clean the mower up the best you can. Shine it up. That's a real important point of selling the machine. Another thing too is after you get the machine all prepared and ready to go, hang on to the lawnmower for about 3 days and always do a cold start and make sure that it starts first pull or at least second pull every time. Okay, so I got the oil in it. I'm going to try to start it without priming it. I have brake clean on standby here in case we got to give it a quick prime. I don't think it'll start on its own. I doubt that very much, but let's see what happens with this and see if it still knocks. Check the gasoline first. Yeah, it's still got gas in it from the other day. I didn't put any seat foam in today. I can kind of hear the knocking in the engine before it even, while I'm cranking it, so. I don't think this engine's any good. Almost, but not the straw came off here. I started it. I don't know. I'll pull the spark plug out, see what's going on. Plug's a little wet. Maybe I sprayed too much of that brake clean in there. I'll blow the plug off with some compressed air here. Sorry, I'll be right back to you. I'll tell you what, not knocking, very, very slight, nowhere near the way it was when we first started it on the last video that I did on this. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just shut the camera off for now. And what I want to do is run it. I have a feeling that this lawnmower was either turned on its side, that's why it was smoking so bad, or it was because I put all that two-stroke fuel in there to initially start this thing up. I'm not really sure. It doesn't seem to be smoking that much anymore, so I'm going to put some gas in it and let it run for about 20 minutes or so. And I'm surprised. I really thought that there was something wrong with the engine here with this. I don't know. The oil could have been just that broken down. I don't know. You're supposed to put 30 weight in these. I didn't have any more 30 weight because I believe in putting 30 weight in these because in the summertime, remember, you're running it when it's really hot outside, and I like to put a thicker oil in, like 30 weight, but the only thing I had on hand was 2050, and that's a pretty thick oil too. Now I know with the Honda, they suggest putting 1030 in it, and with that I go by the book. Anything that says if they specify like synthetic oil only, then I'll use synthetic oil. I'm not a believer in synthetic oil, only if it's mandatory to use synthetic oil. So when I change the oil in the Honda, I'll just put conventional 1030 in it, like the owner's manual says. But I don't know, we'll get to that somewhere else. I might make another video today. I might take this carburetor off and do a carburetor cleaning on it and see if we get this one up and running somewhat to where it'll start up on its own. Lawnmower season's not for about another 2 months or so. So I'm most likely, there's no rush to get these done really. I just happened to have a nice day today. I think it's January 28th or 29th. It's supposed to go up into the 50s today. I think it's in the 40s already right now. So I'm going to take advantage of this nice weather. And I think tomorrow is supposed to be the same. 45, 50 degrees, to try to work on some more stuff and get some videos out for you guys. There's really nothing much going on with repair work because it's too cold out for one thing. And all I really have right now are these two mowers. The Gravely purchase is still pending, and I told you I'm not talking about that till we have the tractors here. So we'll see what happens with that in the meantime. Yeah, so before I close this video, I'm going to let this run for a while, and then I'll be back to you and we'll close out here. Okay, so I'll talk to you from here. Yeah, the oil had some viscosity breakdown. It smelled like there was a little gas in the oil, and the oil was low also. So by changing the oil, it stopped smoking out the exhaust, and the rod knock is pretty much gone. I mean, it's a sellable lawnmower. Everything seems to be okay with it. So I hope this video helps somebody out, and I'm going to make a video on doing the carb cleaning on it. I'm going to have to let the engine get cold again. I want to make sure the choke is working properly because we were having a hard time on a cold start with it. It seems to run really good once it starts up. So I'm thinking maybe the choke has a problem. It might need a little choke adjustment or something like that. So I hope this video helps somebody out. It's all the steps you need to take to fix up a lawnmower to resell it. And I guess I'll see you all on the next one. Thanks for watching and take care.